Hi guys, it's Ray. Today we are going to work on a alcohol ink tumbler on this blue base, like greenish blue base tumbler. I have my epoxy mixed up. It is extremely cold in here today, and this epoxy is extremely thick, but I think it'll be okay. Trying to find the right turner here. So I'm going to put about 20 mLs on the cup to start. This is a 25 ounce duo from Stainless Depot. And I'm going to split what's left in the cup in half. Or in half-ish. One I'm going to put my Pearl X Pearl White pigment into. A decent amount. It's just been very cold and very damp here the last week, and I've just had other stuff to work on, so I haven't touched any cups. And the other cup I split off of my resin. I'm going to put the alloy ink from Tim Holtz Ranger line. I'm going to mix this in with the epoxy because this doesn't do as well if you just drip it in. This does much better already mixed. And this is the sterling. These don't behave like a regular alcohol ink at all. If you've worked with the alloys, you know what I mean, but if you haven't, they're a whole different world. I didn't realize you're so far up. So because it was so cold, I'm going to go ahead and torch some of these micro bubbles out before I even start. And that'll get the epoxy moving a little bit better. So I'm going to use TREX alcohol inks. I have 3 colors. I have Tidal Teal, Glacier Blue, and Deep Sea Blue. That's it, and I'm going to be okay with some of the base colors showing through. If that so happens. I do want to get one more drop of that blue down the back side, or down the bottom, not the back side. And then my lightest blue. I'm not necessarily going for like full color coverage on this one. Have a little bit of an idea for what I'm going to do with decals, but not 100% committed yet. So I'm going to bring in the alloy. And I'm going to try and stick to just horizontal lines and not go vertical at all. Except on the bottom. Always remember, you can add more, you can't take away. Oops. Tip of that little swirl there. And then I'm going to come in with my white drizzle. Didn't get much of the silver on the bottom. Grab that silver again and try for a little bit more across the bottom. Okay. So it's been spinning for a second, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my torch. I didn't plug in my heat gun. I think I want to strictly use the torch on this one. But I want to wipe my glove off first. And I'm using the CC DIY fast set for this. I'm just going to gently start warming it. The ink should have set in far enough that I don't have to worry about burning it at this point. I wanted to use my torch on this one so I could more concentrate my heat than an all-over heat. And the alloy is probably still going to break up quite a bit in the epoxy. The alloys kind of split apart and hunt for themselves. So now that I have it moving some, I'm going to go ahead and tilt it down. And add some more heat. And then I'm going to bring it back up. And I actually have it spinning away from me while it's tilted up. I want to switch the rotation and have it come towards me. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to bring it back down for just a second. Alright, so I'm just going to let this spin and dry. I'm going to get my decals prepared. I think this is going to be fine for what I was thinking. So, I've just got to plan out my colors and all of that. But I love this so far. If it's wavy at all, because I'm putting a lot of heat on a fast set, sometimes that will happen. It doesn't concern me. It's just a fact of using a fast set in this manner. But if it's wavy at all, I will get another coat on it to smooth it out before I go into decal. But this is it for now. And I will be back. Like, it might be a little bumpy through there because that's a little thick. Okay, so we are going to get this one finished up. Look how gorgeous it is. I got a little drop of purple ink on it, unfortunately, so my decal is going to end up to strategically cover that. So these are the decals I cut for this one. It says, "Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic." So, and a bunch of dragonflies. I grabbed the image, just the text, from Creative Fabrica, and then I put it in my Cricut and put an offset on it, and then used print and cut to print it and cut it as one piece. This is not high quality vinyl by any means, but it's going to get the job done. So this was vinyl I purchased to make stickers, not necessarily intended to be used for tumblers, but it does work under the epoxy, so I'm just gonna roll with it. And some of my dragonflies got to keep their legs, some of them got cut off, so I may just remove the rest of the legs, just so it doesn't look totally weird. So I'm just going to kind of space the dragonflies around. This is thinner than regular vinyl, so it didn't quite kiss cut perfectly on the vinyl setting. So it did cut into the backer just a tiny bit, which makes removal a tiny bit more difficult. But we will get through it. I think I'm going to put the smallest blue one on the bottom. I printed them all. I'm going to use them all. The dragonflies came from Creative Fabrica. It was a big set of them. I will link that below. I use them for a couple things now. And again, the text part came from Creative Fabrica as well. I could have typed it in myself, but sometimes it's just best to go the easy route. And that was actually from an image set as well. So there we go. We're going to get our epoxy mixed up and get this straight into epoxy. Okay, I am not going to put anything in the epoxy. I'm just going to let it be. I'd kind of like the text to have a little shimmer, but I don't want the rest of it having anything added. So it'll be what it'll be. The rest of it's just too pretty to do anything else to. Okay, so that is it. I absolutely love this. I am probably going to keep it because it's one of my favorite songs and it's Dragonflies. So, yeah, might be staying with me I haven't decided yet. Plus, it's totally my colors, so it's hard to show you the bottom because of the lighting, but the dragonfly is down there. So, yeah, and this is it. My latest, new, very, very favorite. That is it. Thank you for watching.